Okay, it is officially time for the A to Z mini rework my thoughts, ideas, changes, so on and so forth. Irelia, the Blade Dancer. So I'm gonna. This might be a long one. This might be a short one. This I'm definitely gonna have a lot to say. That's for sure. Damage mixed. No, no, no. I yes and no. Because all she has to do is build AD. But I will say the damage she outputs, yes. Style more auto attacks. Aha. That's debatable. Difficulty 3. That's debatable. Okay. This is stupid. Utility 2. Damage 2. Toughness 2. Crowd control 2. Mobility 3. That is stupid. Why would you give one champion so many things? Oh, yes, that's right, because you're stupid. Whoever thought that was a good idea is stupid. They stupid. They should be smacked across the face and say they're stupid with a marker. Just put it on their forehead. Be like, you stupid. Permanent marker. You stupid. The Noxian occupation of Ionia has produced many heroes, none more unlikely than young Irelia of Navori. Trained in the ancient dances of her province, that's sure, yeah. She adapted her art for war, using the graceful and carefully practiced movements to levitate a host of deadly blades. How? How does dancing levitate blades? After proving herself as a fighter, she was thrust into the role of resistance leader and figurehead, and to this day remains dedicated to the perseverance of her homeland. How? That's not dancing, and there's no way she can levitate blades through dancing. Okay, ability, passive. Ionia Fervor. When Irelia strikes enemies with spells, she gains a stack bonus damage buff on her basic attacks. At maximum stack, she also gains attack speed and deals bonus damage to shields. Tis stupid. Tis very stupid. I'm fine with the increase of damage upon hitting abilities, but I'm not fine with the increase in attack speed and bonus damage to shields. It's stupid because it just allows her to beat up both tanks and squishy people very easily. Because one of the big times why ADCs get like destroyed is, or like one of the big things that save ADCs would be the fact that their support has gave them a shield. Haha. Yeah. Nope. Now your shield's gone instantly with like one auto because this person has to have bonus damage because why not? But yeah. And then the bonus attack speed, like, so you're going to give her an increase in damage just from hitting ability, but then she does it enough times, she gains attack speed? Like, in the past, I was talking with like a friend because I like to make like champions on the sideline. Well, I haven't done it in a while, but still. Like the idea for champions and their kits and abilities, and I was saying how a champion had like a certain amount of blades. Now, what the blades would do is every blade that he had equipped, he would have bonus damage, but he would lose attack speed. Every blade that he loses, because his abilities would use blades, would cause him to lose attack damage but gain attack speed. And then my friend said, oh, no, that's stupid because you're just trading one for the other. Both are too strong individually, so it should be something different. So I changed it to movement speed. But this ability literally gives them both. Both of them. My friend and me saying, oh, attack speed and attack damage are too strong. Let's put them both on one thing. Oh yeah, that's great. That's a brilliant idea. That's brilliant. Blade Surge. Aurelia dashes forward to strike her target, healing herself. If the target is marked or dies to Blade Surge, its cooldown refreshes. Excuse me? Excuse me. This is basically her old Q, but better. and worse at the same time. I agree with the, oh, if a target's marked. But when your E can mark, but when you can mark a target very easily, it doesn't make it that difficult of a thing to do. It's a bit stupid. And I don't think she should just heal herself. Considering how this ability procs on hit effects, she should not heal herself, because all that means is that she needs to have like a Trinity Force and like a Death's Dance, and she can Q to a target, regain a ton of HP, and do increased damage. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, no. Just adding a healing bonus to something is not a good idea. Like Yorick, his Q just heals him upon activation. Kain, him going into a wall with his E heals him. That's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It is just a stupid thing to do. That these people already build damage. They already build attack damage. They already build potentially lifesteal or what's it called? Like health regenning items, such as a spirit's vestige, a death's dance. This person will probably build Blade of the Ruin King because that's a good item on Irelia. Oh, I don't know about anymore, but it used to be a good item on Irelia. And yet you want to give them even more healing? Like, I don't see the sense in that. I don't see how that makes any sense. So I find that a bit stupid. Of just, why would you do this? That's not necessary. Then her W, Defiant Dance. This is stupid. Irelia charges a strike that deals more damage as she charges. She takes reduced damage during charge. That is dumb. I've already said this in the past. What I think when I was originally going over Irelia, I think that her W should be, she activates the ability, and upon activation, it has little to none damage reduction, but will do a good amount of damage. But upon her holding it in, she will slowly increase her damage reduction that she like whatever she is taking, but she will slowly decrease her W's damage. I don't think from her holding it in, she should gain increased damage when she already has some damage reduction. Like, it gives you damage reduction, a reason to keep holding it in. The only reason there isn't to keep holding it is because you can't move. And that means that this target can run away from you. But at the same time, like, if this target is trying to attack you, all you have to do is hold in your W, and then they'll realize, oh, I should stop attacking. But you can keep holding in your W for like 3 seconds, and then when you're done holding it in, you can now hit them with a damaging ability. Like, really? That's a smart idea now, really. It's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do with Mundo. It's like when Mundo uses Ult, you want to one-shot him. You want to kill him as fast as possible, or you want to just let him, just like CC him or focus on another enemy because you cannot kill Mundo after he gets off the first proc of his ult. Because then, like, the health regen is just too big. It's too hard to kill him unless you have something very, very big up your sleeve. This is, like, literally, it's upon his W, you can't even one-shot her. You just need to sit back and wait and ignore her. But then as soon as you're done ignoring her, she can just boop you and one-shot you. It's like the same problem I have with Diana. Why would you give a target, or why would you give a champion that has so much mobility, so much damage, CC capabilities, and still have them reasonably tanky? Like, I will admit that Irelia isn't all that tanky. She is a pretty squishy bruiser. She is one of the more squishy bruisers. But at the same time, her mobility makes up for that fact, and her CC makes up for that fact incredibly. Her E, Flawless Duet. This is stupid. Irelia sends out 2 blades, which converge on her, on each other. Enemies caught in between are damaged, stunned, and marked. Okay. I am okay with this ability to an extent. I am fine with her having a stun. I am fine with it marking the target because it, like, there's no reason. I will admit her Q would be very underpowered if she could only Q to you once. So I agree that she should have that capabilities. But I do not agree of the size of this stun. Now, I know you can't see it in this video, but in this video, she is putting her E on two sides of him, and it goes straight down the middle, stunning him. The range of that E is insane. Not in terms of length, because, yeah, I understand it is a long line that can stun multiple targets, but in terms of even if you're not in that line, you can be stunned. Like, you see how this is right there? If someone was right over here, where that, like, where she was, I can't really mark the area, but, like, she uses this ability there, and, like, right here, if someone was over there, they would have been stunned by it. The AoE of that ability is huge. And even if you dodge the ability, you still get stunned, and that's what I think is insane. That its range is so insane. I'm fine with it being like a really long line, kind of like Jin's W, because it's still hard to dodge, and it's still something that like can cover a wide area. But at the same time, Jin's W is very precise. It is a snipe. This is not a snipe. This is a, oh, it's a sniper that also doubles as a shotgun. Because it's so ridiculously wide that you cannot just dodge it. And it's ridiculous getting stunned by this ability and being like, I dodged that though. And then she double Qs to you and you go, oh, thank you. And now I'm dead. Vanguard's Edge. This is beyond stupid. Beyond stupid. Irelia fires a massive number of blades that explode outward upon hitting an enemy champion. Enemies hit by the blades are damaged and marked. Afterwards, the blades form a wall that will damage, slow, and disarm enemies that walk through it. The only counterplay to this ability is for you to fight her. The only reason she would use this ability is if she's going to beat you in a fight. You have to either flash over the wall, or like flash over the wall that the ability makes, or fight her, which is stupid. And the only other thing that can happen is just she misses in general. But I have seen a lot of people miss this ability, or they overestimate how far the ability will go, and because of that, that doesn't actually hit the market. It doesn't actually hit the target, or the mark is what I was trying to say, and I combined the words. And it just skims by them. But look how wide that is. Like, if you can still hit someone pretty easily. Now, yes, if you think that the range is a bit farther than it is, you can miss up with that. But all you have to do is have a tiny bit of practice on her, and then there you go. Now, I will admit that Irelia is a pretty reasonably difficult champion. But at the same time, I don't think difficulty alone should automatically make a champion infinitely stronger. I do think that a difficult champion should be stronger than a difficulty 1 champion, which is one of my biggest problems with Garen and Annie, is the fact that they're difficulty 1s and their kits are beyond brain dead, that anyone, no matter who you are, could be successful with their abilities. But yet they're still capable of destroying over half the roster. But I also, at the same time, I don't think that they should just overload these kits just because they're higher difficulty. Like, I kind of have the same problem a little bit with Camille, where she has a Q dash that can go to one target after another. It's really good for farming with. She can dash to targets that she ults, that she E's. That her W gives damage reduction and bonus damage. I don't understand that. That using your abilities and actually landing your abilities when your E and your alt have a giant AoE, and your W is it's pretty easy to hit too. And that your Q is literally a point and click isn't really all that excessive. And the fact that it gains you attack damage, attack speed, and bonus damage to shields is a bit excessive. And the fact that, like, her alt, like, it's a double slow, and it disarms. Enemies hit by the blades are damaged and marked. Okay, actually, I don't think it does slow twice, but I think it only slows. That was just me overestimating. I don't know why I said that. But the fact that it does a disarm and it does a slow, plus it does the damage again. You already took the damage in the first place from being hit from the ability in general. And, like, I hate how in all of these, it only shows the ability itself. It doesn't show the health that someone takes. It doesn't show the effect really on them all that well. But just the fact that it disarms, and I don't know what universe this is that the ability, like, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds, that wall stays up there. In 5 seconds, you're probably thinking, you can't do anything in 5 seconds. 5 seconds is absolutely nothing. Who would care that you're slowed or whatever for 5 seconds? People are complaining, or one of the biggest issues that, like, one of the most annoying abilities in this game is a 3-second, almost half the time, crowd control from Morgana that doesn't even stun you. It's just a root. I think. I'm pretty sure it's just a root. That is just a root of you. Oh, I cannot move. Oh, I cannot move. Why can't I move? Why don't I actually? Is it? Okay, now I'm getting a little curious. So, no, it's for the agency of Morgana now. Abilities Q. We're going to release the Sphere of Dark Magic upon Academy with enemy. Sphere will deal magic damage and forcing it to ground over a period of. Yeah, it grounds the target. It just grounds them, meaning that they cannot move at all. So, but yeah, like that's not even the hard CC. Yes, this isn't hard CC either. It's just a slow, but it does 2 times the damage if you walk through it again. It disarms you, which I don't consider exactly a point of CC, but I would definitely say it's something that's a bit very difficult to deal with. And it slows you. Yeah, I understand that's walking through it, and like it isn't like just a wall that you can't walk through at all, kind of like Jarvanalt, and that's also something that you can only flash through. But like I have issues with Jarvanalt too. But at the same time, like if you were in a fight with her, and she is either winning this fight or losing this fight, and she uses her ult on you, and you have to either walk through the ult, that can turn the tide. Like, imagine when you're fighting a Teemo, and he hits you with a Q, and, like, you were winning this fight, and then out of nowhere, like, oh, my health is dropping really quickly because all my auto attacks aren't harming him, but all his auto attacks are very badly harming me. So I think that she has a bit of an overloaded kit. As I said, I think that her passive should just get bonus damage upon auto attacks. Nothing else whatsoever. Her Q should not regain HP, or should not heal her for just using the ability. It should only just do like on-hit effects and do the damage and nothing else. Her W should counteract her damage and her damage reduction. Her damage should increase the less time she holds it, or like if she just taps the button and she shoots out the blades, then that should be the most damage. But then she should have 0 damage reduction. She should have more damage reduction the longer she's holding it in, but then upon activating the ability, it will like the damage that the blades will do will be like 1. Like imagine in the actual thing it shows the Katarina ult. Imagine you hold in your W for the Katarina ult and you block the entire thing and you're getting increase in damage reduction. So it only does about 25% of your HP or something like that. But then afterwards, the blades come out and they poke Katarina and they go, and Katarina's thinking, oh no, it's going to hurt. Oh wait, that didn't hurt at all. Like, an ability shouldn't be something that's only beneficial. I hate how there's a lot of like one of the things that I would personally do for a lot of champions is, you know, having a debuff on them upon using certain abilities. Like, what's it called? Like, a few champions do have this, such as Vi has a slow upon using her Q. Now, yes, her Q is a dash that's also a knockup, and it increases its range the longer she holds it in. So, why does Vi need to substitute her movement speed when for like she gets yes a knock up and a dash, but she loses a lot of her movement speed. When yes, Irelia is essentially she's like implanted, but the use of it is very different. Since yes, she can't move, but she gains damage reduction and damage. She loses nothing besides the fact that she can't move it in herself. But at the same time, that is really not that big of a deal to a champion who is capable of dashing to targets with her E, stunning with dashing to targets with her Q, stunning with her E, and throwing out her ult to slow you to prevent you from getting away. And also, most of the time, whenever you use her W, you aren't using it to hit them with the skill shot. You're using it for the damage reduction. Meaning that you're not using it because the target is far away and you want to hit them. Now, yes, you do that every now and then, but it's like once every blue moon. It's like once every 20 times you use the ability. You're using it because the enemy that you're fighting just hit you with an ability or just shot an ability at you or it's just started to engage upon you, and you're like, oh no, I need to get rid of this damage that they're about to do. Holding in this ability, and then you hit them with it because they're already right next to you. And even if they realize, oh, I'm not doing damage and start to run, now you have your ability that's going to do more damage because you held it in longer, which is stupid. I already said I'm fine with her E. I just think that they need to decrease the range of it because as it is right now, it is just so AoE, and even when you dodge the ability, you still get hit. Her alt, I just don't think it should not CC. I am fine with it disarming though. I think that upon her using her ult, she should hit you with it, and then it will create the wall. Upon you walking through the wall, it will disarm you and do more damage, but it will not slow you. Because I don't agree with the slow because it marks you. So what she's capable of doing is you get marked. She hits you with her Q. She does an auto attack. She throws out her E. She hits you with her Q again because you got stunned. Then she auto attacks you again. She's capable of holding in her W and just slashing you because now you're starting to fight back a little bit because you haven't had a chance with just constant CC and everything so far. So you're starting to fight back. So she uses your W. She then hits you with the blades, and they did a little bit increased damage because she held it in for like 2 seconds because of you used your entire kit on her. But then that didn't do all that much damage because of the damage reduction. Then you get stabbed by the blades, which do a reasonable amount of damage. Then she will now have like her maxed out alt or her maxed out passive, and she'll just be able to auto the hell out of you at an increased speed with increased damage. And if you happen to have some sort of shield, or maybe your support happened to be nearby and give you a shield, now that's disappearing too. It's stupid. It is a very stupid kit. I definitely think that she is a bit combo reliant, but I would say that's just kind of how higher difficulty champions work. Like, Azir is the most combo reliant champion ever, and he is like the most difficult champion ever, but he's also not really as good as like Irelia is either, and just things like this. Like, yes, she's very combo reliant, but that doesn't mean that. It's just certain things that like trade off. You need to trade off things, and she does not have enough trade offs. So I do not think that her alt should slow. I think that it should just be like the regular. She hits you with it. It does damage. You walk through it, you get disarmed and damaged again. And then let's go to her skins. First we have Nightblade, which it's a cool looking skin, that's for sure. But I'd give it like a solid 6 out of 10. Aviator, I think this one is just like, I don't know why, but I find it fun, and just because of that, I like it. So I would give it like a solid 8 out of 10. Infiltrator, I think this is stupid. Honestly, I think the color scheme is okay. The skin itself is okay. The blades are really like the best part of it, and that's just because they're like sci-fi, cool-looking blades. So I would only give this like, I was thinking like 3 or 4 out of 10. Frostblade, dead ass toe. What everyone always talks about with this skin. I think it's an okay skin. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's an okay skin. Order of the Lotus, it's the exact same skin it was before. basically. It's okay, but it ain't great. It ain't bad. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Divine Sword Irelia, I think is nice. I don't think it's her best skin. I would probably, I don't know why, but I would either say like Nightblade or Aviator is her best skin in my opinion. So I would put this like equal with Frostblade of like a 6 or a 7. And that's really all she got. And to be completely honest, I don't have any ideas for her because she already has like the Divine Sword. Yeah, this is one of the few champions that I really don't have any skin ideas for. I think that Marauder or Warden could look somewhat okay on her. And I'm not talking about like the double Marauder with like the skin, like the special kit skins that I was talking about that Kane or someone like that should have. Or the champions that have like 2 different kits. Here, Ash has a Marauder skin. So skins. What is a Cosmic Queen? Here, Marauder Ash. Like, I would think that either a Marauder or a Warden skin would look pretty reasonably decent and pretty good on Irelia. I think like just the armor scheme on her with the blades would be a pretty reasonable and good skin that she could potentially have. Well, yeah, that has been Irelia with the A to Z mini rework, my thoughts, ideas, changes, and so on and so forth. If you happen to know a Riot member, tell them of this. Tell them Irelia is stupid. Come listen to this Zagroot guy. Zagroot 3 guy and be like, hey, you should do this to Irelia. Also, make this Irelia skin, even though he didn't really have any details about the Irelia skin, and he just kind of said he didn't have any ideas and then immediately came up with one. And, yeah, and if you disagreed, agreed, or anything with my ideas, please leave a comment down below saying, like, why that you disagreed, why you thought this was bad, why you like Irelia the way she is, why you actually think she should be buffed or something like that. Whatever, I don't care. Like, if you want to say something either with my ideas or you have your own ideas or whatever, please leave them in the comments down below. And I'm going to thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye.